Hey, so I'm getting on here to share a dream that I had, and I think it may have been like maybe 7, 8 years ago, but I never said anything about the dream that I had. That one, I think I wrote it down in a book somewhere, but I did not say it. I mean, I told some in my family, the dream that I had. So I'm just going to share this with you guys, okay? Now, in the dream, it started off, it was like I was with my family and my son was telling me something. I guess it might have been some kid that said something to him, hurt his feelings or something. And I remember in the dream, I was telling him, explaining to him why that person was probably like that. I don't know. But it kind of switched from, it was there, I was there, but then, like, I was in this big place. See how I can explain this. It was like, it was a huge place, but all I can tell you is that there was like a long staircase that you go down. You had to walk down to get to the lower level. And as I was, I was literally walking down the staircase. I'm like in another place that's really huge, it's big. And one of the things I'm going to mention before I continue down the stairway that I was going inside that building, well, outside there was a bunch of cops out there, okay? And when I looked over, you know how they talk about aliens and the spaceships, because that's what it was. The thing was huge, okay? And it was like a circle. It was like as if not flat, but leaned upward, and it was like something like surrounded, but it was huge. And I saw all those cops out there. There were a lot of cops out there, and they were shooting at that thing. It was in one place. It was like a stand up kind of, not a lay down kind of spaceship, but it was like up where you just turn something where it's like upward, not where it's flat laying down. That's how it was, and those cops out there were so many of them, and I saw how they were pointing their guns. They lifted up their guns and they were shooting at that thing. Their guns were like, they were going off, y'all. It was going off. And all of a sudden, that thing, when it blew up, it blew up, and all those cops that were on the front line and going backward, the fire just kind of shot out and knocked them down. Those cops, I believe they got burnt up, okay? And so now I'm going to go back to the staircase because I was inside this big building. It wasn't even it was a big place. But I had to walk down the staircase, okay? So in the dream, I was walking down the staircase. Like, you're going down. And so off to the side as I was walking down, and these were long staircases, y'all. As I was walking down to the right, there was a big open window. It was a big open window where you're walking down. And when I looked to the right, what I seen was an alien inside the spaceship looking right at me. Okay? It was looking right at me. Creepy? Yeah, creepy. And but as I noticed, as I kept going down the stairway, because that was like for that pause, I'm like, okay, yeah, there's something in this spaceship just right at the window, y'all. It was like right there at the window, inside its little thing that they ride in. But the thing was looking at me, okay? And so as I kept going down the stairway, all right, I noticed how people were inside. There were people, a lot of people inside. But one thing that they were doing, they were like dancing. They were having a ball. They were dancing with each other and, they were dancing like on a dance floor, everybody dancing with a couple. They were just having a ball like nothing outside was going on. And I remember a lady came to me and she was looking for her husband. So I thought, okay, yeah, so we went out the back way. We went out the back way to try to go find her husband. But here's what happened. When we went out there, y'all, they had cops lined out. It was like tree, like the trunk of the tree that goes up, you know what I'm saying? It's the tree, tall trees up there, hardly no leaves and stuff like that. But as we were going to the back, there was a cop or whoever it was. He was like, I don't know if he said something like, hey, or something, but they started to shoot at us and we started running back to the place where we were at. These cops were like, they were in the back, they were in the front part, they were like, I guess they were around the big building. But so we started running. I remember in the dream, I was running with the lady if I was not in front of her, but we ran. And as we ran, they were shooting at us. Okay. So, back into the house, out of the building, whatever it was. Okay. And, the building, it was a big building back in there. And y'all, while all that was going on outside, front, back, side, wherever, they were like having a dance thing. Like nothing was going on. These people were dressed up. They were dancing together, male, female. They were dancing while all this was going on outside. And I'm just like, okay, but they were dancing. And they were doing that like nothing was going on outside. And it was just right outside the place where they were. They were, couples like together dancing, slow dance, just dancing together with each other. And all this was going on outside. Okay. And it was something. And the reason why I'm saying this dream, I never really told this dream, but I'm not going to be quiet about this dream because there's probably something to it, so maybe somebody else had a dream or something like that. But when I thought about it, what came to mind was those people that were in there doing that dancing while those aliens were out there. It was almost like they had some kind of agreement with them that, that they wouldn't be hurt, or they had some kind of agreement with them aliens. Because while all that was going on outside, the people on the inside that were dancing together, men, women dancing together. I'm talking about people just all in there. They were dancing like nothing was going on out there, you guys. So I thought about, to me, that's what it was like as if they had some kind of agreement. The people on the inside had some kind of agreements with the aliens, or, because they were just going on with their little dance thing as if there was nothing going on out there. So I remember telling my sister about the dream, and she, said to me, she said, that sound like, paraphrasing, I believe she said, sound like the White House, because the place, it was big. There were cops around, and some cops got messed up shooting up that spaceship thing. So this is what was, I'm just paraphrasing the things that were going on inside the dream. But I wanted to share that and put that out there, you know, for somebody else who may have had dreams like that. And I decided I won't be quiet about the dream or dreams, you know, the ones that I won't be quiet about that. But that one I wanted to share. Anyway, you guys be blessed in Jesus' name.